Hey, we are back at it again with some more WNBA action. This time, we're here for game 2 of this 4-game regular season series between my Las Vegas Aces taking on the New York Liberty. But before getting into it, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button. And that being said, let's just hope game 1 turns out better than, or I'm sure game 2. Hopefully, we'll have better expectations going than game 1. So the Aces coming into the Barclays Center at 24-2, and with the Liberty now coming in at 21-6. Minus those two records, yet the Aces coming in often convincing win, a 93-72 convincing win over the Atlanta Dream. And now you have the Liberty, basically coming off a 10-point victory against the Minnesota Lynx. So it's going to be interesting to see, because originally, like I said, I mean, if you talk about the two super teams here, the WNBA is obvious these two right here. And for those who have been around not say been around the channel, but for those who have actually tuned in to game 1 of this regular season series, boy, I was actually kind of disappointed. Actually, yes, it's kind of ironic. It's kind of weird to say, I was disappointed with the Aces winning, but I expected more from the Liberty. But regardless, so the Aces right now, currently this year, boy, they have the biggest, largest point differential at plus 480, 483. You have the Liberty at 178. Boy, well, that should tell you how deep this Aces team is. And without Candace Parker, who has dealt obviously with a broken foot. So right now, in terms of the WNBA standings, obviously Aces are still the number 1 team in the WNBA. Now, yes, one can make the argument, yeah, they played teams that, well, for lack of a better term, are not that great. And, and that's kind of the stand to the fact that, yeah, I mean, some of these teams have to take notice of, how, if you want to be a good, deep team, look, you have to take the blueprint from the Aces, literally have a couple I think, obviously, give you 3 star players and a really nice, deep supporting cast. Because if you can do that, I mean, that's pretty much a championship type of team right then and there. I mean, Liberty, I still think I think they're always going to be automatic playoff contenders. But yeah, but shout out to the 7 though, and also too, if anybody wants to grab some sports and wrestling connection, check the link down below, or I will post the link in the chat for those who actually want to, because we have a couple deals going on as well, so you guys do not want to really miss out on that. Yeah, kind of doing a little quick recap from game 1 of this series, and yeah, it wasn't great if you're a Liberty fan. And trust me, I had Coach Ed coming on, or had on stream that night, where the Aces came away with a 98-81 victory. And that's the game I was actually kind of felt disappointed, because I expected a tough battle between these two teams. I had very high expectations going into game 1. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. It's it was rough, I would say. But obviously, when the Aces beat the Liberty 98-81 in their first meeting on June 29th, Vegas had all 5 stars with 14 plus points and 3 plus assists. That's rough for any opposition to deal with. That's crazy. Oh yeah, that's absolutely right. That Liberty. I mean, look, the last few games of the Liberty have now. Yes, I mean, look. Look. The Liberty has beat some teams in some convincing fashion, and some. I mean, some of them did get from run for our money, like. Well, I wouldn't say the Sparks, but the Minnesota Lynx the first time through, barely by a 5-point. Even though it was a loss by the Liberty, but still, and that's the thing too. And one thing too is, I've noticed from, and I've got this a little bit too from some Liberty fans on Twitter. is the fact that, yeah, you don't have Hanju. You're definitely missing that length. You definitely don't have, what the hell's her name? Oh, crap. I'm drawing a blank right now. If any Liberty fans are in here, let me know who I'm thinking of, because I'm drawing a blank right now. She's out with a high ankle sprain. I can't think of her name at the moment. It's really starting to drive me nuts. Because I know who it is, and I can't remember who. Can't think of her name at the damn moment. But that's besides the point. But for those who are actually, nope, that ain't it. And then for those who actually want to get cop your merch, so we have. So obviously, from today, or from August 17th to August 21st, we do have 50. All of the merch that we have, like I said, will be is right now in the link to that store in the chat. It's gonna be 15% off from August 17th to the 21st. You guys don't want to miss that. Also, you want to get any 2+ items, that is 20% off from the August 30th to September 4th. So, like I said, you want to represent the Sports and Wrestling Connection brand, check out our merch store, which is in the chat, and we'll be posting in the link below. But yeah, John Claude Jones right now, I mean, overall averaging 11.8 points per game, 55.9% from the field, which is both career highs. 8.2 field goals. Is that assist? Field goals, assists per game, which is fewest. Obviously, the Liberty are 3.5. In terms of what's going on, Daniel? So, actually, you know what? Speaking of which, too, we have a current deal going on for those who want to get merch. It is 20% off everything, because the last thing to get your merch for cheap is on August 7th. That's the last time we're going to have 20% off until we go over our next promotion, which would be 15% off everything. So, guys, don't want to miss that on amazing deals. So make sure you check the link in the description, or for those who are watching everywhere, it is going to be posted in the chat right here. It's going to be a lot of fun today. So on hand today, you're going to see me and Tyler again later on tonight at 7 for another episode of the Raw Retro Watch Party. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. We're going to be going back in time for those who to relive the Attitude Era, like people like myself, which is kind of funny. But okay. Just a lot of fun though. So it looks like we're getting ready for a tip up in a couple of minutes. So I thought we get a chance to kind of talk some things over. But that being said, though, I hope everyone's having a fantastic Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. Wherever you may be watching this, it's gonna be a lot of fun for some WNBA action. Like I said on Twitter, for those who don't follow me on Twitter, check us out at Sports Wrestle YT. Like I said, you'll see a lot of some updates, and because like I said, I'll be active there, and I will definitely be active on Instagram as well. And speaking of which, I might have to. But between these two teams, though, Aces are coming into this game averaging as a team 94.4 points per game, which is first in the WNBA. Its hold opponents to 78.9 points per game, which is second in the WNBA. Liberty are second as a team with 87.7 points per game and 81.4 opposition points per game, which is good for fourth in the WNBA. And because actually, me and Tyler already talked about the one thing. Look, I think Brianna Shore is a talented player. But the one thing, if you do want to expose, she does have one weakness too, for what I think a lot of people have seen. I mean, I guess you could say probably a little bit during her time with Seattle, which, funny enough, for those who are later this week, I'm going to be dropping a video on Jewel Lloyd, because, well, let's be real, she played on a shitty Seattle Storm team, and it's going to be interesting of where she wants to, or even though she does have a year left, but where does she want to go? Like I say, stay tuned when that video drops because I'm going to probably name. Well, currently, if you saw, when I share out the thumbnail on my community tab, you'll probably see 6 teams. But I think there's another team in mind that I think you probably could use her services. So the way I'm going to look at it, it's like the teams that could use her services to the teams that really, I say the teams that are either could use her, but not really. But regardless, then we get ready for tip off. And obviously Chelsea Gray, the point guard, is as she is known. Obviously a so shout out to everybody though, and shout out to you, Daniel, for coming on the YouTube side of things. So game 2 of this 4-game regular season series between the Aces and the Liberty. Like I said before, for those who are just coming in, I hope this game turns out better, has better expectations than game 1 back in June. For those who have seen me, and when I did that game, I was happy at the same time that my Aces won, but number 2, I was very disappointed because my expectations kind of just got thrown out the window. Because the Liberty, And I will say this too, though. I think this should be another topic of interesting conversation for the next Balling with Lees next week, August. But yeah, right now the two teams, because right now you have 3 teams right now and with 20+ wins. You got the Connecticut Sun at 20-7, the Liberty at 21-6, and obviously right now the best team of the WNBA as it stands is the Las Vegas Aces at 24-2. Now I think I made a prediction off stream, saying I think this team in a 40-game season I could see 35-5. That's the highest I can go with the Aces. Now, if they somehow let's say 38-2, I'll be fucking. That's I'll never be that thing. Well, obviously be that over greedy, or I can't think of the term at the moment. But I think at best, at times, I think this team could be a 30+ win team. Same with the Liberty as well. So combined, so you have Asia Wilson right now currently averaging 20.7 points per game, 55% from the field, 9.5 rebounds per game, and so with 2.3 blocks per game. Chelsea Gray is third in the WNBA in assists at 6.9 assists per game. Sabrina Ionescu, 3.5 points, 3-point field goals made, which is leading the WNBA, even though she is a fucking sniper from 3. Now you're starting lineups. You got Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, who's I think my dark horse candidate for the MVP conversation. Asia Wilson, she's always going to be in the conversation as well with Kia Stokes. And obviously for the Liberty, you got Courtney Vandersloot, Sabrina Ionescu, Benijah Laney, John Paul Jones, and Brianna Stewart. So it's going to be an interesting matchup between these 2 teams. See, we had the Liberty going with their seafoam green, I guess you could say, uniforms. And obviously you had the Aces with their road whites, which is kind of unusual because usually their home uniform. Because when I think of a home uniform, I'm usually thinking they're like a white or a light color. But I can't complain. And obviously Kia Stokes right now, not a typical starter, but unfortunately right now filling in for, like I said, for Candace Parker, who has been out with a foot injury since I think June 7th. And New York basketball at 9:56. So Stewie with the side out to Vandersloot. All right, we're underway. Out to Laney. Laney back to Vandersloot. And out to Stewie. Stewie posting up on Stokes. Fadeaway jumper. That's a little bit short. And offensive board taken by Jonquel Jones. Kidnapped with the putback. And that is taken away by Las Vegas. And Kelsey Plum comes up with the basketball for Las Vegas. Hands it off to Gray. Off to Jackie Young. Young to Gray in the post. Back out to Wilson. Wilson back to Gray for three. That's completely short. And that's pulled down by Laney for the rebound. And that's another quick Liberty turnover. And Asia Wilson with the coast to coast. That is good for two by Asia Wilson. What's going on, Arco? And I got Laney. Also, that's Jones off to Nescu. Nescu around the screen. Nescu on the baseline out to Laney for three. Off, a little strong off the back iron. Another rebound for Asia Wilson. And Jackie Young, tough shot. Down it goes. With a contested pull-up from Jackie Young. So, Vandersloot. Just has her way. Good for two. That little interior. And that's the one thing which I will talk about. Something I did want to point out with this Aces team a little bit. We got Young to Plum, picked up by Ionescu. Step back three from Plum, a little bit too short. And Jonquel Jones pulls down the rebound. Here comes Ionescu. Leading the charge, screened by Stewie. That shot a little bit short. Stokes with the board. Here comes Chelsea Gray. Hands it out to Jackie Young, kind of playing with ice skates from three. In and out it goes. What's going on, RC? What's going on, my dude? And we got Vandersloot around a screen. Out to Laney in the post. Tough shot. Down it goes for Venetia Laney. That's fantasy points for me. Speaking of which, I probably will check my fantasy. Gray. Snakes her way through. Good for two. That is just disgusting out of. Yeah, what's that? Ionescu pulls up from mid-range, a little bit short, gets her own board. Puts it right back off the glass. Good for two. We're all tied at 6. No, we're 24-2. With a win today, we'll be 25-2, which would be fucking crazy. Now we got Gray at the top of the key, picking up Jonquel Jones from the free throw line. A little bit short at the back rim. Vandersloot pulls down the rebound. And hands it off to Stewie. Stewie to Nescu. Nescu, tough shot off the glass. Good for two. By Sabrina Nescu. Very nice player, in my honest opinion. Kelsey Plum, that gets that poked away. It'll be a 3-on-1. Laney, that is good for two. Liberty now up 4 at 6:15 to go here in the first. So now I got Gray now directing traffic. Now with Laney actually picking Gray up at the top of the key. Goes around the screen by Wilson out. Stokes for three, a little bit short. And rebound pulled down by Stewie. We got Stewart leading the charge. Picked up by Stokes. Hands it off to Vandersloot. And that is short. And that is going to be knocked out of bounds. That's going right back to New York at 5:42. I wouldn't say that I'm that jealous of, but I think she's a nice, solid player. But for us, I mean, let's be real. We got Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray. I mean, boy, we have some. I mean, right now, our biggest star is Asia Wilson. That is good for two by Vandersloot. And we got a timeout taken by the Aces. Already down 6. About 5:40 to go here in the first. Now, while we're in the commercial break, that's the one thing I did want to kind of touch on. Is the fact that, there are times the Aces have tried to well, let's be real. The interior defense sometimes is never there on some plays, and yeah, well, as you can see, it is what it is. Like I said, for me, like I said, the only series I can see us ever sweeping the Liberty. I think we're definitely splitting this. I think we're splitting the season series against them. I mean, I think they're a good team that look, if we do sweep them, look, that's impressive. Because like I said, you're already like right now they're missing key pieces because boy, I've seen even on in some of the groups that I've been in from the WNBA, most of them Liberty fans, say they need a combo guard. Look, like I said, Hanju, I think is probably one of the key in terms of you having a backup center off the bench. Hanju is that one lady that the Liberty, well, they actually they played pretty well with Hanju coming off the bench. But I look, with her not being there, I think there was another one. I think she might be still doing that high ankle sprain. I don't know. But yeah, but regardless, though, shout out to everyone that's been in the chat, though, man. It's been kind of fun. Ugh. Shout out to the 10, man. Do. Mike, and that's the one thing too that I've talked about a lot. That me and Tard actually discussed with Balling with the Ladies. So if you guys have not checked that out, for those who like our WNBA coverage, we do have a separate show for that. We'll do like post game. We'll talk about some of the games, news, and all that good stuff. It was the point of discussion that me and my co-host Tyler we talked about was the Aces have a tendency to have slow starts. So the upcoming games, obviously, you got the Commissioner's Cup Championship on August 15th. So, we were the first team to clinch a playoff spot, so that's a. Now we got Gray coming out of commercial break. Screen by Wilson out to Plum. Plum taking on Jonquil Jones on a mismatch. And cannot go. Really, Jonquil Jones might have gotten a hand on it. Stewart out to Laney. Laney for three. Down, cannot hit. And that is felled into the hands of Plum. Now leading the charge for the Aces. Now has to pull up. Gives it out to Gray. Gray out to Plum. Plum drives. And cannot get that to fall. Already, Aces a little bit struggling to find a bucket here with under 5 to play here in the first. A little bounce pass to Vandersloot. Out to Jones. Thought about a three. And Stewie cannot get that to fall. And that's the one thing you have to do against someone like Brianna Stewart. Expose Young from mid-range. Down it goes for Jackie Young. Jackie Young, man, at least tries to do her best to cut it into this deficit. Now it's a 4-point lead for the. And we got nice block by Asia Wilson up top against Brianna Stewart, and with Alicia Clark now on the floor for the Aces. Obviously, if you need another 3-point shooter off the bench, Alicia Clark is your girl. Gray to the basket, pulls up and get the bounce. Good for two. It's back down to 2 for the Aces to. Vandersloot turns it over. And now, nice football pass. Down it goes for Kelsey Plum. Game. We are tied back at 12. That's Chelsea Gray's game, and that is knocked out of bounds at 3:42. Looks like we're gonna get some changes. And just really took a shot of like threading the needle with a Stewie and a Nescu out to Kelsey Plum to get the tie game. And now we got a Nescu out to Stewart. Stewart kind of picked up by Clark. Hands it off. That three is very short. And that's another rebound for Asia Wilson. Gray. Putting on the brakes. And slithers away through. Down it goes. Chelsea Gray. Oh, they gotta love Chelsea Gray, how she fucking slid. So Aces are now currently on an 8-0 run in the last 2.5 minutes. So Nescu kind of put the brakes on. And up and under. Asia Wilson said, nope, not today. And we're going the other way. And just Asia will, I mean, like they showed 2.3 blocks per game. That's obviously scoring is a little bit slow, but then again, that's the basketball for you. But already with 2 blocks today. We got Gray. They picked up by Laney. Out to Wilson. Wilson taking on Stewie in the post. Cannot get that. Tough shot can't fall. And now we got a Nescu. Out to Stewart. Stewart for 3. Down it goes for Brianna Stewart. And that's the one thing you do not want to do against Brianna Stewart. Don't leave her open. And plus, she'll use her height advantage against you on a mismatch. Jackie Young pulls up for 3 of her own. Can't finish. And it looks like Nescu comes up with the basketball. Here comes Nescu. Out to Laney. Laney in the post. Fadeaway jumper. It gets blocked again by Asia Wilson. That is their 3rd block of the day. Just in the first quarter alone. Jackie Young steps inside. Drives to the basket. That is good. Good for 2 by Jackie Young. Boy, talk about leaving one spot on the floor open. Johannes. That is good. I'm sorry, that's a Nescu. Puts the lead back up to 1. Wilson to Young. Young around the screen. With a floater. Down it goes. Jackie Young. Retakes the lead for the Aces. And now we got a Nescu. Nescu out to Laney. Laney in the post. Posting up. Out to Johannes. Out. That's John Quell Jones. Cannot hit. And rebound pulled down by Chelsea Gray. Out to Alicia Clark. And gets blocked from behind. Oh, we're gonna have a block party today. I'm sorry, that was Stewie blocking Kirsten Bell, who's come onto the floor with a 109. That's rough. That's crazy. And Plum with the out to Wilson. Wilson from the free throw line, a little bit short. Vandersloot pulls down the rebound. Plum picking up Vandersloot. We're under a minute to play. Jones, and that's going to be offensive foul. We're going the other way. And unfortunately, it looks like Asia Wilson is a little bit slow to get up on after the play. And that's going to be the first odd. I think she might have taken a shot up near the head area. Oh, that's going to be interesting. So they are going to look at it. I mean, besides a offensive foul, they might see to try to upgrade to a flagrant. If that is the case, let's look at the replay. Oh yeah, there's the elbow right in the side of the neck in the head area. I'm not going to be surprised if they upgrade that to at least a flagrant 1. on Jonquel Jones. That's rough. I think it is going to be. I think it's just more of a flagrant one than anything else. It's just incidental contact. Like she didn't really mean to put the elbow towards the head and neck area. Now, it was a good point too. Like the broadcast said, it was more egregious. No, that's a different story. That could be an upgrade to a flagrant two, but I think it's most likely to be a flagrant one on Jonquel Jones. Well, shout out to the 2 likes on Facebook though. So we're coming to you on all social media platforms. We're going to be coming to you live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Make sure you check all our social media links are down below, or you can check on the overlay as well for those of you who want to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at both Sports Wrestle YT. Okay, so that's going to be the first team foul on the Liberty. So that is, I figured. Because like I said, for those who are just coming in, like I said, the game one of this regular season series, I was actually literally disappointed. Like my expectations, because I was like, oh, I cannot wait. Because that was the one matchup that I actually was hoping she can't wait to do was us and the Liberty. Game one, we just blew them out. I was like, are you fucking kidding? Like, are you fucking kidding me? I was just like, I expected more. Not from the Aces, but from the Liberty. And here comes Asia Wilson. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. And Asia Wilson will take 2 free throws for the Aces after that flagrant one on Jonquel Jones. So we got 53.4 to go here in the first. And the first free throw by Wilson is good. And both free throws are good. So 20-17, Aces lead. And they will retain possession. So Asia Wilson will already 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Now we'll take a bit of a... Obviously, we'll take her back to the locker room for the concussion protocol. Rather be safe than sorry. So, smart. So we got a side out from Plum. And now hands it off to... Under 50 seconds. Plum for 3. A little bit short of the back iron. Looks like Johannes comes up with the rebound. Here comes Vandersloot leading the charge. Vandersloot out to Laney. Laney out to Stewie. Picked up by Clark on the mismatch. Hands out back to Vandersloot with under 30 seconds. And we get another quick turnover by the Liberty. The Liberty Aces up 3. We're down to 20 seconds here in the first, with Jackie Young with the ball in her hands, leading the point. Screen by Plum. And we get another team foul. Looks like that's going. So we got 13.8, 2 free throws coming from Plum. It really is, RC. You ain't wrong. Like I said, it's crazy for those who are asking why I became an Aces fan. Look, because let's be real, Philly doesn't have one. Which if Philly does ever get one, I will still be an Aces fan any other way. At least I get a chance. At least I get to see winning basketball. Well, we're down to 10 seconds here in the first. Oh, we got Vandersloot picked up by Plum, screened by Stewart. Out to Stewart, gets blocked up top. And Kia Stokes will get called for her first personal, for team's first, at 1.6 here to go here in the first. So that'll be two. So that'll be 2 free throws coming. It looks like 2 free throws coming. And the first is good by Stewart. And both for free throws are good, 22-19. And the first quarter comes to a close. We're down to so 22-19 is your so far that score through one quarter of play between the Aces and the Liberty. So it's going to be interesting. Let me just take a look. It really is, RC. We are very resilient, but yeah, I mean, Hampy at times, yeah, she was good too, I will say, but wasn't the greatest by any stretch of the means when I first started covering the Aces. Yes, I know it's kind of ironic because I live out in the Philadelphia area, not in Las Vegas, but, like I said, last year was the first time kind of a little bit, obviously dipping my feet into the water of the WNBA because being a longtime Philly sports fan and shit like that, and just a general sports fan, but in general, I never really, at the time, thought to give the WNBA a chance, since during this YouTube journey. Well, what me and Tyler do now here on YouTube. But ever since then, we've been, drawing some attention. And me and Tyler are greatly appreciative of that. But that being said, the one thing I just don't, where I would say the Aces have to stop doing is stop getting out to these damn slow starts. It really does get a very annoying time. It's very annoying with these damn slow starts. It really is for me. But yeah, but overall, not too shabby. Better than the last. I'll say this too. Better than the score. At least this is what I would expect. At least a. Yeah, that is true. Well, and that depends. With Caitlin Clark. Well, that depends too, because I don't know if Caitlin Clark's a junior. No, because if she is a junior, she won't be eligible until next year. Because I think that with the rules of the WNBA is in order to get into the WNBA, you have to at least go through 4 years of schooling and stuff like that, or through your 4 years of college basketball, which is going to be interesting because I'm definitely going to try to cover the women's college basketball as much as I can. And then once the next year's WNBA draft comes along, you'll see more coverage of that as well. So like I said, me and Tyler, we do mostly of the heavy lifting. I figure, I really did fit. Like I said, it's because for me, it's kind of hard. Like the women's has been very more entertaining for me, because I'm a Nova fan. But the men's, well, let's be real. For lack of a better term, it's been kind of hard to do any Nova games last year in terms of the men's side of things because it's like it doesn't feel the same without Jay Wright. But yeah. Yeah. And obviously, Becky Hammond. Right. Oh, right. That makes sense. Obviously, she has that extra year of eligibility, which that makes a lot of sense now. You know, that pandemic really fucked everything up for a lot of people. Well, alrighty. So we're here in the second with Plum leading the points with Alicia Clark on the floor by Kirsten Bell. Now with Kia Stokes with the ball in her hands. Out to Gray. Back to Plum for three. That is short, and that's going to be out of bounds. We're going the other way to the Liberty. Now we got Vandersloot picked up by Clark. Out to Jones or Laney, back to Vandersloot. Jones in the post, taking on Kia Stokes. Out to Lady on the baseline. Back out to Jones. And Jones' tough shot can't fall. Puts it back. That is good for two. The men's side of things, as a Nova fan, boy, I might should not even reconsider doing the Nova men's games because, like I said, it doesn't feel the same without Jay Wright. Well, we got Plum and a little bit off on the ice cold. Out to Gray, picked up by Laney. Gray for three, off the mark. And Vandersloot comes up with the rebound. And then Vandersloot out to Inescu, picked up by Plum. Now we got Asia Wilson get ready to check back in for the Aces. And Inescu with the floater, that is good for two. And it's back to the Liberty leading by one. And Plum around taking on a couple defenders. Looks like we're gonna get Stewie right back on the floor. Plum, tough shot, can't fall. Hits the back iron, rebound to Inescu. Inescu picked up by Bell. Hands it off to Vandersloot. Screen by Laney. Now to Laney in the post. Oh, sorry, that's Thornton. Back out to John Claude Jones for three. That's off the side rim, and that's going to be saved. And that's QB3. Down it goes. Oh, Jesus Christ. The range that Sabrina Inescu has is fucking ridiculous. From the top of the Barclays Center logo, which is fucking nuts. Gray. And we'll draw the contact, and that's going to be the first team foul on the Liberty. And it looks like so 89 3-point made, and that's a franchise record for Inescu. They got Gray out to Wilson. Wilson, tough shot, can't finish. And Jack Young try to pick the pocket of Stewart. Inescu for three, down it goes. And we had a quick timeout by Las Vegas. Already down 7. 7:20 under 7.5 to play here in the second. Anyway, a little quick commercial break. That's another person you have to close out on her as well. Not just from Stewie's side of things. Mm, mm. Ay, ay, ay. Hmm. Shout out to the 11, though, man. Shout out to every single one that's been coming in here today. Whether they come on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, no matter where you're coming from, I appreciate people coming in just for some WNBA action here on this amazing Sunday afternoon. Well, like I said, Anescu, that's another one. Like I said, you have to close out on her at all times because let's be honest, she can cook you from deep, which we have seen twice. One to the top of the Barclays Center logo, and obviously, well, let's just reveal from another quarter three. Honestly, Anescu is a walking bucket for best way to put it. It's gonna be a lot of fun though. And of course, we get a freaking thing for the Bachelorette. Boy, can that show just fucking die? I swear, shows like that just need to just be done and over with. All right. Nescu boy been cooking us. That's unfortunate. So, third player of the WNBA history with 90 plus 3-point field goal means in a single season. Gee, that's fucking tough. We got Plum, step back three. Down it goes for Kelsey Plum. Finally gets something. Nescu, that's way off. That's be out of bounds going the other way to Las Vegas. Oh, yeah, great. Screen by Plum. Gray out to Young. Picked up by Anescu with a pump fake out to Gray. To Wilson in the paint. Back out to Clark for three. Down it goes for Alicia Clark. Now it's back down. We got Laney for an open three. That's all a little bit strong. Pulled down by Gray. Here comes Kelsey Plum. Plum taking on Anescu. Tough shot, can't fall. And Nescu comes up with the board with the basketball. So Nescu taking on Jackie Young. Out to Vandersloot. Jones with the screen. Out to Stewart. Stewart from deep two, a little bit short of the front rim. And that's going out of bounds. We're going back the other way. And Alicia Clark. I go look. We got Gray to Wilson. Back out to Plum on the wing. Picked up by Vandersloot. Plum out to Gray, who steps inside. Mid-range. Can't fall. Stewart with the rebound. And now we got Sabrina Anescu leading the charge. Out to Vandersloot for three. Down it goes. Courtney Vandersloot. So 32-27 here in the second. We got Gray, or sorry, that's Young. Out to Gray. Gray taking on Laney. Out to Plum for three. Down it goes for Kelsey Plum. And we get a timeout by the Liberty. Now, this is what I would have expected in game goddamn one. I'm sorry, but like I said, game one, it was just, good win, but very disappointing expectations. Now, this is what I would have liked. I've expected. Take today going to game one. It's night and day between game one of this regular season series to now. All right. Now, that's just me. All right. Shout out to the 12, though, man. So we're now we got a 2-point game with at 4:44 remaining here in the second. Ew. Not too bad though. Like I said, this is better than what I've expected. Alrighty. All right. Take a look at some of the MLB scores around the league. It should be good. Mm-hmm. So, honestly, part of some history has been made. Aces right now a 24-2 record, which ties best start of all time. Alyssa Thomas first time with a 20-point, 20 rebound, and 10 assist triple double, and Diana Taurasi back on Thursday, first time in WNBA history with 10,000 career points, which is fucking crazy. And obviously, boy, Diana Taurasi was cooking. And honestly, congrats to her for reaching that scoring milestone with 10,000 career points. You gotta love to see if you're a Mercury fan. Is that? Oh, the Liberty's got a fucking elephant for a mascot? How did I even not know that? But regardless, we're out of commercial, out of the break. It's a 2-point game with Stewart. With the ball in her hand, screened by Jonquil Jones, picked up by Clark. Hands it up to Anescu. Back out to Stewart. Nice ball out to Anescu for 3. A little bit off the side rim. Picked up by Clark. Now here comes Plum. Out to Jackie Young for 3. Down it goes. Easy money for Jackie Young. So the Aces overall were 0 for 7 from 3 to start. Ever since then, they're 3 of 3 from behind the arc. Overall, 3 for 10 behind the arc as a whole, and that is not good. That's be the first team foul on the Aces. 4:07 remaining here in the second. Aces now hold 1. Oh, 7. Now we got Stewart out to Laney in the post. Back out to Jonquil Jones with a pump fake. Steps inside for 2. And cannot get that to fall. Offensive board, and that's taken away. Oh, almost taken away, but hands it right back to Sloot. Stewart for 3. Cannot go. Rebound chased down by Jones. Out to Anescu for 3. Down it goes. Good fucking Lord. For Sabrina Anescu. Jesus Christ. That is rough. So now we got Gray picked up by Laney. Now Jonquil picks her up. Out to Plum. Plum for 3. A little bit short. Rebound to Laney. Here comes Anescu leading the charge for the Liberty. Anescu taking on Plum. Out to Jones. It gets blocked from behind. However, she draws a contact. That's going to be second team foul. Oh, shit. Second team foul on the Aces. I did not mean to do that. Boom, boom. And that's going to go against Asia Wilson. And the first free throw is good. It's 36-33. And then Tuesday, we got to play against Dallas, against the Dallas Wings. Actually, we played pretty well against the last couple of times that we faced. And both games, both free throws are good. And then we got to play the Mystics, which that's going to be interesting. If the Mystics have a full squad. Now we got Wilson out to Gray for 3. Down it goes for Chelsea Gray. Under 3 minutes to play, it is a 1-point game. Vandersloot for 3. That is money for Courtney Vandersloot. So we got Gray leading the charge. And obviously out to Wilson. Wilson taking on Stewie. The turnaround jumper. Cannot get that to fall. Stewie pulls down the rebound. Now we got Anescu leading the point for the Liberty. Anescu, and that's going to be knocked out of bounds. Still staying with the Liberty. Anescu for 3. Down it goes. Now it's back up. The deficit is now back up to 7 for the Aces. Gray, under 2 minutes. And out to Jackie Young. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Spin around jumper. Cannot get that to fall. Looks like she might have got and draw the contact at a minute 46. So 2 free throws coming for Young, and the first one is good. Now it's down to 6. And both free throws are good by Jackie Young. Now, that 3 is no good. Pulled down by Stokes. Here comes Gray. Gray out to Wilson. Gets blocked by Stewart. And that's going to be the 13th foul on Liberty. So 2 free throws coming for Asia Wilson. Hey, RC, it's better than what I expected the first go around, but the first free throw is good. 43-39. Aces trail by 4. And with the second free throw, with Wilson trying to cut it into 3. Now, see the Liberty next week, they will take on the Indiana Fever next week at 3. And 1-2. Oh, boy, that's not good. And now we got Anescu. Got a minute 18 to go here in the second. Out. And that's going to go the back. Staying with New York, unfortunately, that puts 4 seconds on the shot clock. And Laney for 3. Down it goes. We got under a minute to play here. Yeah, Gray. Driving. It gets the bounce. That is good for 2. Okay. I'll say it. Anescu for 3. God damn. Can we guard her? Jesus Christ. Fucking Anescu is fucking cooking us from the perimeter. And Plum for 3. Down it goes. Jesus Christ, man. Hey, look, and that's another turnover. Oh, almost by the Liberty. Somehow saved by Stewie. And then we're going to take a timeout at 12.6. But I will, like I said, for those who are just coming in, like I said this before, and I'll say this again, better game than I expected than game 1. I love it, though. Say you ain't kidding. I mean, even though with Kelsey Plum is starting slow as she has, it's a 5-point game. We got a 12.6. $12.6 to go here in the second. It's a 5-point game for the Liberty. Like I said, this is what I've wanted in game 1 of this regular season series. What's going on, John L? Yeah, it's just one of those days where, I mean, look, if the first time she only had 7 points the first meeting, she's at 23. And we're getting outscored from both the two and from two from three. Plum to the basket. Can't get that to fall. And that's going to be out of bounds. And the shot clock is turned off. Looks like we're going to get, looks like Maria Johannes looks like she's coming onto the floor. So Plum, or say the Stokes would come in for Plum. And we got Maria Johannes now on the floor. Wow, talk about a quick turn. A quick turnover by the Liberty with only 2 seconds. I mean, just barely. With a second on the clock. And we're at the half. It's a 5-point game going into the half. I appreciate that, though. We're also coming to you live on the main channel as well for the Sports and Wrestling Connection as well. So we're as well. Let me get the banner up. Boy, talking about the But yeah, it's been kind of fun though. The sports and wrestling. Hang on, I'm actually gonna drop. What am I doing? Oh yeah, dropping the link. Yeah. Boy, like I said, man, it's been a crazy Sunday. Well, sleeping most of Sunday morning, but it's been crazy enough. But yeah, but we're coming to you live from all different platforms as well. All right, give me 1 second, and I'll drop the link in the chat. But shout out to everyone that's been checking in as well here in the halftime. So Sabrina Nesco in the first half scored or assisted on 31 of the 49 for the Liberty. But yeah. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. What are we doing here? Any damn day. But you know how it is. So we're going to take a quick halftime break and stay tuned. You're going to not want to miss the second half of action. Be right back, guys. And yeah, well, RC, if you're still in here, I did just drop the channel link for or just the main channel for the Sports and Wrestling Connection. For those who want to hit that subscribe button, make sure you check out the link in the chat, or check us out on YouTube as well. Like I said, we'll cover everything from the NBA, the WNBA, and now finally the NHL for the first time. College basketball, we do the XFL, the USFL, even though let's be real, it's kind of been last year's it was disappointing. But yeah, like I said, we'll cover any sports, and we have a couple guys doing the UFC and all the combat sports. But all things like pro wrestling, you'll probably see me, Tyler, and definitely Rafael Captain Rafucho, Rafael Chassin, that is our boy. We'll do our wrestling watch parties. You'll see me and Tyler most of the time do our retro watch parties depending on the day of the week. So like I said, it's gonna be a lot of fun later on tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern time for another episode of our wrestling watch party. But shout out to everyone that's been in the chat though, and just tuning in for the first time, or you're just finding this for the first time. So what's going on? Appreciate everyone who's having a fantastic Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, no matter how you look at it. But I appreciate it though. But yeah. All right, looks like we're back ready to start the third quarter. And a little quick, little time halftime break. So, like I even put this out on Twitter. Yes, down by 5 during the half. We obviously the Aces have to step it up here in the second half. I guess I'm not going to be really upset about it, but I want to see more. I expect more here in the second half. All right, we have Jackie Young to kick it out here in the second half. Gets out to Plum, back to Young, back to Wilson, picked up Wilson, back to Plum, picked up by Anescu. And that's a first turnover here in the second half. Not a good start by the Aces. And it's Vandersloot. Picked up by Wilson. Hands it out to Jones for 3. Cannot go. Wilson with the rebound. Here comes Gray. Down 5. Gray drives. And has to give it out to Wilson. Picked up by Stewart. And that's going to go the other way to the Liberty with 8:55. So you got Vandersloot. Picked up by, now drawing a double team out to Nescu for 3. Down it goes. So Nescu with 26 points here in the game. Good Lord. Talk about a huge bounce back after their fadeaway jumper from, jeez, that is going to be out of bounds. Boy, the Ace is looking very sloppy here in the second half. They got Vandersloot. Screened by Stewart. Sloot on Wilson. And Stewart, that is good for 2. Now it's to a 10-point lead for the Liberty. Got Plum to Wilson. Turnaround jumper. Short. Double J. John Carlos Jones pulls out the board. Here comes Anescu, who's been, let's be real, been red hot. And will draw the contact. That's going to be the first on Las Vegas. Anescu and draws the contact, and she's going to line for the 3-point play. Yeah. Yeah, RC, like I'm with you on that one. And then we get a quick timeout at 7:49 here in the third, with the Aces already drawn like I said, being very sloppy. Oh, and I did not mean to do that. There we go. Dude, I think most Ace fans are gonna be irritable. And SU complete with a 3-point play. Here comes Chelsea Gray. Picked up by Laney. Posting up. Screened by Stokes. And now to Wilson, out to Jackie Young. And that's going to be out of bounds, staying with Las Vegas. 7:34 here in the third. And a little, Jesus Christ, Chelsea Gray with a quick turnover. Anescu to Vandersloot. Vandersloot out to Stewart, back to Vandersloot. Vandersloot around the screen, picked up by Wilson. Hands out to Laney. And Laney steps out of bounds for going the other way. That three rattles in and out from, I think, Alicia Clark, who might have attempted that three. Ace is down 13. To Anescu, to Stewart, back to Anescu. 10 seconds on the shot clock to Stewart in the post. Fadeaway jumper. Cannot go. Wilson pulls down the rebound. Here comes Chelsea Gray. Now go to Wilson. And looks like she gets blocked up top. But plus at the same time, I think she could have gotten fouled. And shot can't fall for Jonquel Jones. And rebound pulled up by Alicia Clark. Here comes Gray. Out to Young. Jackie Young picked up by Vandersloot. Hands out to Clark. Clark to Wilson. Wilson is going to draw the contact. He's going to go to the line, I think for two. So that's 6:15. And two free throws for Wilson. And the first, down it goes. 57-45 here in the third. And both free throws are good. 57-46. So now here comes Vandersloot, lead the point for the Liberty. Hands it off to Jonquel Jones to Stewart. Back to Vandersloot. Now to Jones in the post, taking on Wilson. That is good for two by Jonquel Jones. Gray, nice behind the back pass to Plum and almost turned it over. Out to Wilson. Wilson from the mid-range. Too strong. Rebound to Jonquel Jones. And away. I don't know, man. And that's going to be the third team foul on Las Vegas. And that is good by two for Brianna Stewart. We got Gray out to Young, out to Clark for three. That's way off the mark. Jonquel Jones with another rebound. Open three by Laney. Down it goes. And now we got Wilson with the fingertip touch. That is good for two. Anescu for three. That is good for two. And timeout by Las Vegas. Saying kidding. Unbelievable. See, you ain't kidding. Ugh. Mm. Field goals, to answer your question on that. Field goal. Oh, shit. Okay, thank God I did. Thank God I kept the box score. Oh, no, that's Laney Stewart. Stewart. So Brandon Stewart right now is 3 of 11 from the floor. She's attempted 11 field goals, but it's only made 3 shots in almost over 23 minutes. But right now, the one who's taking the most shots right now is Anescu. She's 12 for 17 for 31 points. 31 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 steal. That's just rough. I mean, it's a possibility, but pretty much most of the offense is running through Anescu today, which is freaking nuts. That's just a possibility. Well, the only way I can see us getting back into this game is force a ton of turnovers by the Liberty, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. I know it. That's just all right. We're out of the timeout break. We got Young now leading the charge for for the Aces, down 18. Now to Plum. Plum to Clark. Clark to Wilson. Wilson with 6 seconds from the mid-range. Cannot go. Gets the all miss by Clark. Can't get the putback, and that's just very unfucking fortunate. Oh, my God. We got Anescu off to Stewart. Now, it was like Thornton's on the floor. Out to Anescu to Thornton. Thought about a 3 herself. She drives, and that is good. Now we're down 20. Fucking fantastic. Wilson from the mid-range cannot go. Trying to fight for the rebound. That's going to be won by Thornton. Laney for three. That is good. And Jackie Young now it's back up to 20. We got Stewart to Vandersloot. Now looks like Laney in the post. So good ball movement. Thornton for three. Down it goes. Plum to the basket. Cannot get that to fall. That three is no good. Gray to the basket. Good for two. I That three is no good by Nescu. So luckily we catch a break there. We got Plum. We got Gray. Now picked up by Stewie. Tough defense out to Clark. Now to Wilson. Short mid-range. Cannot go. And boy, we're under a minute and a half. And then Nescu would draw the contact. That's going to be the fourth on Las Vegas. But I've RC, yeah. We got Laney. Out to Stewart. Stewart from mid-range. Can't get the friendly bounce. Offensive rebound by Stewie for three. Down it goes for Brianna Stewart. What the? We got under a minute to play. It is now 24. Is the deficit. Clark for three. That's no good. And tapped out into the hands of Jones. Now we got Onescu just slowly trying to eat some of that clock here in the third. Oh, man. John Claude Jones can't hit. Rebound to Laney. Out to Onescu. 23 seconds. Onescu to the basket. Up to Jones. That is good for two. There you go. Hey, trust me, I would have done the exact same thing if I was a betting man. If I actually put. There you go. Gray. The up and under. That's going to go to the fourth. Down 26. Oh, Jesus. Now, looking at the box score. Well, Cloud Chaser, you're pretty much you need one to hit. So you're getting there. Oh, yikes. Unbelievable. Hey, you ain't wrong. Trust me. If anyone has anyone, I know. Ugh. Oh boy. Tip. Ugh. Down to the final 10 minutes. So this is ridiculous. So Liberty's leading scorers, you have Anescu with 31, Laney with 13, which is good for my fantasy points. Stewart with 12, which kind of unusual from her, and on its way, and Courtney Vandersloot with 10. So 4 out of the 5 stars are in double digit scoring. That is crazy. Alrighty. And here we go. We're down to the final 10. We get outscored 30-9 in the third. Got Laney out to Jones in the post. Kicks it out. Thornton for 3. Down it goes. So it's 80. Jesus. This is the first time I've ever seen a team. Clark out to Young. Back out to Stokes. Now to Gray. Gets that's getting poked away, and that's going to be a easy coast to coast for Brianna Stewart. Well, John Quill in the post, and that is good for 2 once more. 86-53. The Liberty lead the Aces. And another loss. Jesus. And it looks like we get a foul on the play. And not a problem. Like I said, I'll do any WNBA coverage as well, no matter how bad it really is. So now we got Vandersloot leading the charge with 10.6 assists. And that shot's no good. Plum with the rebound. We got Plum for three. That is short. That is pulled down by Laney. Here comes Vandersloot. Out. So it's pretty much now it's been a nice little double team by Las Vegas, and that's gonna be a quick New York turnover. Like, what good is that gonna do? I'll see this too. Yes, it's disappointing as it is. We were kind of due for not an off day like this for a team as it's pretty much it's mostly the reserves that are in at the moment. So is that George for three? Cannot, just rattles in and out. No, that's too close. Just could not get that to find the net. Vandersloot out to Jones. Stewart for three. Down it goes. Ay, ay, ay. So it's pretty much so Laney's gonna check out. Was that Clark for three? Too strong. Rebound to Stewart. Now hands it off to Jones. Here comes Tridonescu in a back cut. Cannot go, and that's kind of a bad stop thing for the Liberty. Oh, trust me, you ain't kidding. A lot of times, most of the people that I know who do the WNBA, and as bad as this looks, they would try to call for a mercy rule, but you don't want to say screw it. I try will go and finish strong, no matter how bad it really is. And we got George out to Colson. Colson around the screen and almost poked away. Here comes Bell. Bell from mid range. Down it goes for Kirsten Bell, but that still ain't gonna goddamn matter. 34 is the deficit for those who are wondering. And all that crap. We got Vandersloot, that is. Out to Stewart for three. Completely misses everything. Misses the back, misses the rib, but however, offensive rebound. Stewart again for three. Down it goes the second time. Already 20 points for Stewie. Plum trying to play ice skates. And that is another Las Vegas turnover. And Stewart, and it's going to draw the context, go to the line for two. That's going to be the first team foul on Las Vegas here in the fourth. Well, we get a quick timeout break before we go. Oh, man. Not the sandbox. Well, I don't know. I mean, shit. quite honestly, I might just actually now that I think about it, I might actually might call a mercy mercy rule on this. I have yeah, I actually might just cut this short. Oy, that's but that being said, like I said, I would just gonna cut this short here before I save myself any more pain and misery. The way I this puts this, but shout out to everyone that's been in the chat though. If you want to copy some merch, go to sportsandwrestle.com and obviously, yeah, and go check out the merch link down. Actually, you know, I think about that. Do, 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 do. Yep. All right. That being said, like I said, I might just cut this very short. And for those who actually want to copy yourself some merch, here is the link to our merch shop, which I know I should have updated the link down below. But regardless, you know, go to sportsandwrestling.myspreadshop.com to copy yourself some to represent the sports and wrestling connection to family. And that being said, guys, peace out and peace, love, and chicken grease.